The anticipation surrounding the Samsung Galaxy S25 is reaching a fever pitch as we get closer to its official unveiling. While Samsung has remained tight-lipped about the details, recent leaks and rumors are giving us more insight into what we can expect from the latest iteration of their flagship device. The most recent leak is particularly exciting, showcasing some impressive benchmarking results that suggest power users may have plenty to look forward to. Just a couple of months ago, leaked benchmarks painted a less than optimistic picture for the Galaxy S25. The single-core score of 2481 and multi-core result of 8658 were certainly underwhelming, especially when compared to the powerful scores seen from the Galaxy S25 Ultra. However, the latest information from Tarun Vats has turned the narrative around, providing a much more promising outlook. According to the new benchmark test, the Galaxy S25, model number SMS931B, shows a significant improvement in performance. With a single-core score of 2986 and a multi-core score of 9355, the standard Galaxy S25 seems to be delivering far more power than originally expected. These numbers indicate that Samsung's decision to equip the phone with the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor is a smart one. With 12 GB of RAM, the Galaxy S25 is shaping up to be a strong contender in the performance department. What's particularly notable here is how these figures compare to last year's Galaxy S24 Ultra. That device scored 2300 in single-core and 7249 in multi-core tests. If the Galaxy S25's benchmarks are anything to go by, it could outperform last year's Ultra model by a significant margin, which is an exciting prospect for those looking for a powerful yet more affordable option. When we look at the competition, things become even more interesting. Apple's iPhone 16 scored 3301 in single-core testing and 8033 in multi-core, meaning it continues to lead in single-core performance. However, the Galaxy S25 still manages to keep pace with the iPhone 16, with a stronger multi-core result. Over the past few years, we've seen Apple dominate in single-core benchmarks, while Samsung's devices often shine in multi-core performance. If these results hold up, it seems like the Galaxy S25 will continue that trend. It's important to keep in mind that these benchmark results should be taken with a grain of salt. Benchmark scores can fluctuate, and we're still in the pre-release phase of the device. Until the phone is officially launched and tested in real-world scenarios, we won't know for sure how it will perform. That being said, the fact that these tests confirm the Galaxy S25 will feature the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor rather than an Exynos chipset gives us some confidence that the performance will meet the expectations set by these early benchmarks. The official unveiling of the Galaxy S25 is fast approaching, with a Galaxy Unpacked event scheduled for January 22, 2025. During this event, Samsung will likely reveal all the details about the Galaxy S25 and its more powerful sibling, the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Until then, all we can do is speculate based on these leaks and rumors, but one thing is certain. The smartphone industry is constantly evolving, with each new year bringing us flagship devices that push the boundaries of technology and design. In this video, we'll be taking a close look at the two biggest names in the smartphone world right now: Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. Both phones are powerhouses in their own right, but how do they stack up against each other? Let's dive into the battle of the bigs. Design and size. As expected, Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max doesn't deviate much from its predecessor when it comes to design. The rectangular shape, soft corners, flat sides, and dynamic island pill-shaped cutout remain. This year, however, the screen has grown from 6.7 inches to a massive 6.9 inches, making it the largest display ever on an iPhone. Its bezels are even thinner, but the overall dimensions have changed slightly, measuring 163mm by 77.6mm. In comparison, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is slightly smaller at 162.3mm in height, but a bit wider at 79mm, making it easier to handle for users who love to use the S Pen for sketching or taking notes. Speaking of the S Pen, Samsung once again offers the stylus nestled into the bottom of the Galaxy S24 Ultra. It's a feature that remains unique to Samsung in the flagship market, and one that many users either love or ignore completely. The precision of the S Pen, developed in partnership with Wacom, is something to be admired, making it a fantastic tool for creative tasks. Apple, on the other hand, introduces some new tricks with its buttons. The Action button, which debuted in the iPhone 15 Pro series, returns, offering customizable functions for launching apps or activating Siri shortcuts. But the real star of the show is the new Camera Control button. This physical key, equipped with a capacitive surface, allows users to control the camera with a swipe, much like a traditional camera shutter button, enhancing the photography experience. Both phones come in sleek color options. The iPhone 16 Pro Max offers titanium finishes in white, black, natural, and the new Desert Titanium. Meanwhile, Samsung gives users a broader selection with titanium violet, yellow, black, and gray, and 3 exclusive colors if you order directly from Samsung's website. Display differences. When it comes to display, both phones boast impressive technology. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a 6.9-inch OLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate and an always-on display that can drop its refresh rate to just 1 Hz, keeping your wallpaper or photos visible even when the phone is asleep. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra comes equipped with its signature AMOLED screen, also featuring a 120Hz refresh rate and an always-on display. However, Samsung has a slight edge here with its anti-reflective coating, which makes the screen much easier to see outdoors. In contrast, the iPhone struggles with reflections in bright sunlight despite its high brightness. Color accuracy is another area where the two phones differ slightly. The iPhone's display leans towards a yellowish hue, while the Galaxy has a bit of a teal tint. But with both phones offering blue light filters and adaptive color calibration, these differences are minimal in day-to-day use. One new feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its ability to drop to an incredibly low 1 nit brightness level, making it easier on the eyes in dark environments. Samsung's display already hovers around this level, so both phones are excellent for nighttime use. Performance and software. Under the hood, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's latest A18 Pro chip, built on a second-gen 3nm process by TSMC. This cutting-edge chip brings significant improvements in performance and efficiency, particularly when it comes to handling heavy tasks like gaming and AI-driven processes. Apple has also focused on better heat dissipation, addressing the overheating issues that plagued the A17 Pro chip. The Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, specifically tuned for Samsung devices. While both chips are incredibly powerful, benchmarks show that Apple's A18 Pro takes the lead in CPU performance. However, in 3D graphics tests, the Galaxy S24 Ultra isn't far behind, offering stellar gaming performance. Both Apple and Samsung are pushing into the realm of AI, with dedicated NPU cores to handle AI tasks. The iPhone 16 Pro Max comes with Apple Intelligence, which will roll out new features gradually, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra already boasts AI-powered features like live translation, generative image editing, and transcript summaries. As for software, the iPhone runs iOS, which has seen some welcome changes this year, bringing it closer to the flexibility of Android. You can now place app icons anywhere on the home screen and even customize their colors. But if customization is what you're after, Samsung's One UI still reigns supreme with features like split-screen multitasking, themes, and more. Samsung has also stepped up its software update game, promising 7 years of updates for the Galaxy S24 Ultra compared to Apple's 5-year commitment for the iPhone. Camera capabilities. Apple has made some significant upgrades to the cameras on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, particularly the ultra-wide camera, which now features a 48-megapixel sensor. The main camera remains at 48 megapixel, and the 5x telephoto camera comes with a 12-megapixel sensor. A new lens coating helps reduce the lens flare issue that has been prevalent in recent iPhone models, especially during night shots. Samsung, as always, is pushing the envelope with its camera hardware. The Galaxy S24 Ultra boasts a hopping 200-megapixel main camera, alongside a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, a 10-megapixel 3x telephoto, and a 50-megapixel 5x zoom camera. While the megapixel count might seem impressive, the real magic happens in post-processing. Both phones have excellent cameras, but Samsung has a slight edge in zoom performance, while the iPhone tends to over-sharpen fine details like leaves or grass. In low-light conditions, both phones perform admirably, but the iPhone's new lens coating helps reduce the flare and artifacts that can appear in night photos. Samsung, on the other hand, continues to struggle slightly with oversaturated greens in its images, but this is only noticeable when directly comparing photos side by side. Battery and charging. When it comes to battery life, both phones pack a punch. The iPhone 16 Pro Max has a 4,685 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra comes with a slightly larger 5,000 mAh battery. However, Samsung takes the lead in charging speeds, offering 45-watt wired charging compared to the iPhone's 20-watt. For wireless charging, Apple's MagSafe offers 25-watt, while Samsung's wireless charging maxes out at 15-watt. Conclusion. So, which phone is the better choice? It's a tough call. The iPhone 16 Pro Max impresses with its sleek design, powerful A18 Pro chip, and improved cameras, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra excels with its S Pen, higher megapixel count, and faster charging speeds. Ultimately, it comes down to personal preference and whether you're more entrenched in Apple's ecosystem or Samsung's Android world. Either way, you're getting a top-tier smartphone that won't disappoint. What do you think about it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until then, take care. Goodbye.